Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's Harmonic Current 39. This current moves from July the 1st through July the 7th and is one of the most powerful frequencies of the harmonic currents. It arrives during a remarkable moment in time. We're moving through the second phase of Cancer season, a season of emotional depth, nurturing, belonging, and the sacred waters of the heart. At the same time, here in the United States, we celebrate the 4th of July, and this year marks the beginning of our nation's 250th celebration. Whether you live in the United States or somewhere else in the world, the deeper theme transcends nationality. It is the theme of liberation. In the Gene Keys, Gene Key 39 asks us a different question. Not are you politically free, not are you physically free. It asks, are you inwardly free? Because some of the strongest chains we carry, we cannot see. There's perhaps no greater symbol of liberty than the Statue of Liberty, Lady Liberty herself. Millions of people look at her every year. They travel far and wide to see her torch, to see the crown, to see the tablet bearing July the 4th, 1776. But what most people never notice is what lies at and beneath her feet. Lying at her feet are broken chains, but hidden beneath the folds of her robe are still shackles on her ankles. The sculptor intended to place these symbols of liberation and oppression, of slavery and bondage in her hand. But there was a change. I've always found that fascinating. The chains lay broken, but they have not disappeared. They're still there. I think one of the greatest spiritual teachings hidden in plain sight is healing doesn't erase your past, and transformation doesn't pretend difficult things never happen. The memories may remain. The chains may be broken. The scars may remain, and the experiences may remain, but they no longer define you. They no longer imprison you. They lie beneath your feet instead of around your wrist. And perhaps the greatest question that this Gene Key 39 asks us this week is, what chains have already been broken that you're still living as though you're wearing, that you still are bound by shackles? The chains that bind us today are rarely made of iron. They're made of fear, stress, old emotional wounds, the belief that we're not enough, the need for validation and approval, creative blocks, people pleasing, attachments that we call love, food, control. The list goes on and on. The stories we've told ourselves for decades, and sometimes they're so familiar that we stop noticing them until something provokes us, and that's where Gene Key 39 enters. Most people hear the word provocation, and they think of conflict or a bully of some sort, something provoking, someone pushing our buttons, someone creating drama, someone irritating us. But what if provocation has a sacred purpose? What if the thing triggering you isn't trying to hurt you? What if it's trying to wake you up? In the Gene Keys, Richard Rudd says the people carrying this gift are either completely locked or they become the great unlockers. We call them chain breakers. I love that image because every one of us has places where life has become locked. Our creativity becomes locked. Our joy becomes locked. Our hearts become locked. We heal other people, but inwardly we are hurting. Even our bodies become locked. Gene Key 39 arrives with a key. Sometimes the key feels uncomfortable because awakening often begins with discomfort. The places that provoke us usually point toward the places that are asking to be healed. And this Cancerian sacred waters, this harmonic current unfolds during this second phase of Cancer. Cancer is the Great Mother. She teaches emotional safety, belonging, nourishment, memory of home, the sacred place, the sanctuary of home within yourselves that we create within ourselves and in our environment. But this second phase is influenced by Pluto. And Pluto doesn't simply comfort us. He transforms us. Old emotional identities begin to dissolve, and hidden feelings rise to the surface. Relationships become mirrors. We begin seeing ourselves more honestly. This isn't emotional chaos, it's emotional alchemy. Water doesn't destroy the mountain, it reshapes it, one drop at a time. The ancient I Ching calls this harmonic current hexagram 39. It's water over mountain, sometimes translated as obstruction or difficulties. Imagine standing before a mountain. It appears impossible to move, solid, ancient, unchanging. Now imagine water, soft, gentle, flowing. If you were asked which one is stronger, most people would choose the mountain. But history tells another story. Water always wins, not because it fights, because it never stops flowing. Love effortlessly carves its own path through even the hardest rock. Perhaps your obstacle isn't standing in your way. Perhaps it's revealing where you've become rigid. Perhaps you are the mountain. The obstacle isn't your punishment, it is your teacher. In Gene Key 39 and in the Human Design Center, this frequency lives in the root center. The root is the pressure center. Pressure itself isn't the problem. Pressure is simply energy waiting for direction. Think about what happens when pressure has nowhere to go. It becomes anxiety, it becomes tension, frustration, moodiness, stress eating, or not eating at all. Our bodies tighten, our shoulders rise, our jaws clench, and nervousness stays on high alert. Many people carrying this energy are searching for the perfect mood before they create. I'll do it when I feel inspired. I'll do it when I feel better. I'll do it tomorrow. But moods are like weather. They come, they go. The question isn't whether you're in the perfect mood. The question is, can you honor your emotions without becoming shackled by them? Are you leaving an emotional wake? One of the most profound teachings of this Harmonic Current 39 is that sometimes we don't even realize we're provoking people. We carry stress into a room. We ignore our emotional timing. We say yes when our soul is saying no. We push through exhaustion. We show up when we're not truly present. And without meaning to, we leave an emotional wake behind us. This week asks us to become conscious, not perfect, just simply conscious. How are you working with your emotional energy? How do you move stress through your body? Where does your body become tight? How do you respond when life doesn't go according to plan? And the gift of this Gene Key 39 is dynamism. Dynamic people aren't people who never struggle. They're people who know how to transform pressure into prana, that life-giving force that gives life to themselves first and foremost, and then exudes outwardly to others. Stress becomes creativity, emotion becomes art, and pain becomes passion, compassion. Obstacles become wisdom. These are the people who help unlock others, not because they fix people, because they've learned how to move energy instead of becoming stuck inside of it. This is often called the channel of romance, connecting with gate 39 in the human design to gate 55. I don't believe this is speaking about romantic relationships. I think it's pointing towards something much deeper. Romance with life, romance with soul, romance with creativity, romance with being fully alive. When you connect to those things, you have a greater possibility of connecting to others who are doing the same. The 55th gene key ultimately leads to freedom and romance. Perhaps freedom isn't finding the perfect partner. Perhaps it's remembering how to fall in love with your own existence again. When your soul reconnects with its own muse, life becomes creative again. Just recently, a couple climbed to the top of the Empire State Building in New York City and unfurled a banner that read, "When the power of love beats the love of power, the world knows peace." Whatever your opinion about this situation may be, that couple chose to express their message and suffer the consequences. They were later arrested after they came down. I found myself sitting with those words, though, for a long time. I'm still sitting with those words because they capture the essence of true liberation. It is the power of love within. There is an old saying, hurt people hurt people. That's only partially true. Sometimes hurt people hurt themselves instead of hurting others. And this is where love, the power of love, gets a chance to flower and rule. Because these people that climbed this tower captured the essence of this harmonic current 39 of liberation. The shadow seeks power over. It provokes unconsciously, it controls, it reacts. But the gift moves differently. It transforms, it awakens, it liberates. And love doesn't force the mountain to move. Love becomes the water. Patient, persistent, creative, alive, and eventually even mountains begin to change. As you move through this week, I invite you to ask yourself, what keeps provoking me? What if this situation isn't happening to me? What if it's happening for my personal liberation? My core essence and expression to be liberated and free. Where do I still feel trapped? Or where do I still feel chains are broken, but shackles remain? Guilt, shame. What stories continue to define me? Am I waiting for the perfect mood before I begin living? What am I doing to move stress out of my body? Do I truly believe I am enough? Do I believe I have enough? Am I connected to my inner muse? What would it feel like to let love become the greatest system of operation in my body and in my life? And finally, what chains have already been broken that I am pretending are still there? This week, remember, Lady Liberty, not simply holding the torch, but standing upon broken chains. I hold hope for the one day that the shackles will be removed from us all and we walk in a different way. Freedom wasn't found because the chains disappeared. Freedom was found because they no longer held her. Perhaps your greatest act of liberation this week isn't changing your circumstance. Perhaps it's recognizing that the very thing you believed was holding you back has already lost its power. The obstacle before you may simply be the mountain teaching your waters how to flow. May you meet every trigger with curiosity, every obstacle with courage, every emotion with compassion. And may this harmonic current awaken the part of you that remembers true liberation. You were created to become the water that carves the mountains. Thank you for joining me this